Hello, 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 my loves, my beautiful angels. Thank you for joining me on Guided Leap of Faith. Um, I did put a post out yesterday to just say Happy Father's Day to all of the active fathers, all the single parents, the dads that are taking the initiative to be a positive role model in their children's lives and are really being active. I condemn you. I'm sorry, not condemn. Jesus, no, but I commend you. I commend you on that. There's a lot of fathers that don't show up nowadays, and I really commend those that do show up for their kids. And I hope that you enjoyed your Father's Day and you had a wonderful day. Okay, so before we get started, not even sure which cards we're gonna pull today, so let's just hope that we get guided. Let me call in on Father God. God, I call on you today that if there's someone that needs to hear the message, that you direct them to my channel so that they can receive the message that you have for them. I do ask that you continue to protect us and guide us on the correct path for the journey that you have for us. I call on my spirit guides, my ancestors that have moved on, and that you continue to watch over me, speak to me, and to my God angel that you protect me as I do this reading, protect those that are tuned into the reading, and just keep away any negative energy or anyone trying to stop us on our journey. Okay, so I do feel really that the energy out here right now is about, for the collective, very much so healing, new love, creativity, moving forward, getting past traumas, hurts, unrequited loves, and just really loving yourself and pouring the energy and the love back into yourself that you were sharing with those who were not worthy, okay, or who did not want to return love to you. I feel like for those that you have moved on from, in their energy, I feel like there's a lot of lack of sleep for them, a lot of confusion, a lot of questioning, second guessing why they might have made some of the choices that they made. I do really feel like, that there was love for you, whether they want to really admit it or not, that they really did, that you touched the part of their heart that they just weren't ready to let you in, okay, due to their past hurts, their past traumas, betrayals, their deceit. Hurt people, and I feel like they were hurt in the past, they haven't healed from it, and they just walking around, with such a negative aspect of what love is right now, because maybe they gave to the wrong situation, and when you came along, it was just so easy for you to just penetrate them, and it frightened them, it scared them, and they didn't want to let you in. Okay, I do feel like there is a sense of regret on their end. They may be taking a look at themselves and thinking, like, why did I hurt this person? This person didn't do anything to me, but it's like they wanted to get you before you can get them. Charles, the name Charles is relevant to someone. I'm feeling the name Charles right now. So if you're Charles or know somebody that has that name in their name, or they're Charles, or you have a relative moved on named Charles or someone, also cigar smoking, picking up a cigar as well. Okay, I can smell it too, like cigar. Okay, so let's just kind of go on and see what we have for our reading, and then our second reading I'll put out today will be our Seven Horses Tarot. I will put that reading out there today as well. So let's just see. All right, Father God, what do we want to talk about today? What's going to be the energy for the reading for today? The Temple Path. Okay, so that's a number 12, and 12 is generally like a hangman, somebody surrendering, letting go, getting a new perspective on things. So maybe the person that you walked away from is, they're looking at things from another view. Like, they're trying to question, like maybe they're going to surrender themselves to the relationship, surrender themselves to love, and they're just trying to take another look at why they made those decisions and see where you're coming from. Also, with this being the Temple Path, with the lights out there, the spirits are definitely talking to them and trying to lead this person into the right direction to come to get on the right path, to walk away from all the negativity, the drama, the toxicity, the negative environments that they're in, and it's trying to steer them in the right direction, lead from their south node into their north node. Okay, they're really being spiritually guided. I also feel like they're being spiritually guided to come to you and open up about their emotions and how they felt, and give you the apology that you so deserve. Okay, that this person's been withholding. They're being guided to come and speak their truth. You know, whether or not the end result is in you two reuniting or building a friendship or anything, they simply need to speak the truth. They owe you, they owe themselves, they owe it to the universe. Okay. And who knows, like, maybe you guys can forgive them, or that, I mean, that's gonna be your decision, but they're being guided back towards you to turn wrong into right. Okay, with the seventh chakra archangel, Uriel, it's a 41, so which breaks down to a 5, which speaks about change. So this person is trying to change. They know they need to make a change. They need to grow up. Stop harboring so much hurt. Stop holding on to the past. And with it being the seventh chakra, that's their crown chakra. So they are getting the intuitive hit. Divine is speaking to them, and their intuition is definitely guiding them as to what changes they need to make in their life to become more in balance with themselves, to balance their chakras. And with that being Uriel, Archangel Uriel is like an illuminator of God. You call on her when you're seeking knowledge and understanding, and she sheds light on your path, which offers you more heavenly spiritual insights, more like bringing peace and knowledge and guidance to you from your spirits. And it's interesting how she comes after the temple path, because you do call on her when you're wanting to know which direction to go into with your life, when you're wanting more peace in your life, when you're asking for guidance, so just somebody sending up prayers, and somebody is lost, their soul is lost, and they're praying for a second chance, they're praying for what to do, they're praying for answers, and the angel is around, and she's trying to guide them. See, they are being guided. Okay. So that's what's going on with that, and they know they need to change, but they just don't know, and I think they're a little fearful of making that change as well. Okay, so strategy is out here. So again, this is a 21, which is like a world card. World 21 is the world card in tarot. So this does speak about completions and in fulfillment. Like, you did fulfill this person, you were their emotional fulfillment. But this is also breaks down to a 3, which lets me know that you were their empress, because a 3 is an empress, and it's also a divine number. Okay, so this person is trying to strategize. They're trying to come up with a strategic plan as to how to come back into your good graces. They do see you as the empress in their life. They do know that you were brought together for a purpose. They may not have really realized it, during the midst of you guys' relationship. I feel like there was a lot of on again, off again. This person was holding back. They weren't allowing you into their heart to really get that close to them. They weren't being vulnerable with you. They weren't being truthful. I feel like there was a lot of hot and cold back and forth with this person. But they are trying to come up with a way, to strategically get you back into their life, to come out of the cold with you. I feel like you are not communicating with them. You're not giving them energetically. You're not giving to them anymore. They can't really feel your energy with them anymore, and they're trying to tug on you and pull on you, because they are regretful and they do feel bad about what happened. And with the feather pen being out here, this is also let me know, when I think of feathers, I think of those as spiritual tokens. So the angels are around both you and them, and the angels are trying to help them to see things with clarity. Okay. Also, when I think about this with this journal log out here, being called to tell you, if you're having dreams, jot your dreams, pay attention to your dreams. You're getting downloads through your dreams. This person may be coming to you in your dreams, dreaming about you, telepathically pulling on you, as well as some of you might want to start scribing. So just get pen and paper. Just, close your eyes, meditate, just start writing with a pen, and just keep practicing doing that. And you will receive angel messages and messages from your spirit guides. They will give you messages through that. So some of you need to start scribing. Some of you need to start journaling your emotions, your thoughts, your ideas. You're being called to be creative. If there's something that you've been thinking about doing, start making moves to bring that into fruition. Okay, I'm getting that as well. Somebody might also be called to keep a diary. You see the key in the lock? Like, unlock your thoughts, and also keep something secret. Like, don't always let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. If you have creative ideas, if you have thoughts, if you have visions, you don't always have to share those with everyone and share with the world. Like, see the key? Keep some of that to yourself, especially until you bring it to fruition, because sometimes people say they're happy for you and they want to see you be successful, and that's not always true. It's fake success. It's people who generally don't really want to see you move on or do good or go past them. Okay, so keep some of your ideas to yourself until you actually bring them into fruition, and then just let your work speak for itself. And as I say that, we have the door to value out here. Okay, with this door to value, you have a lot of abundance coming your way. So again, like with your ideas, be creative with your ideas, bring them into fruition. The universe is going to bless you. You're in the winning streak now, so whatever it is that you're trying to manifest definitely will come to fruition. Just think big, okay? And there's going to be, like, some of you might be starting new careers, moving, trying to buy a car, trying to buy a house, opening up a new business. You're going to meet someone. Some of you might actually come into a fall of money. Might be a lotto or a big inheritance check or something that's coming to you. It's just that you have a lot of potential with you right now, and money, coins, and jewels are just gonna fly towards you like an open door. The city you have the key to the city, so whatever you dream it, you will have. Okay, there's gonna definitely be new beginnings and expansions. You might get a new job opportunity, which is gonna be unexpected. That's gonna just come out of nowhere for you. Somebody might come to you with a proposal or offer. Just keep your eyes open and just know that anything that's worth value is worth holding on to. Okay, be conscious and let your conscious thoughts, use your conscious thoughts to be creative. So if something is coming to mind, even if it sounds crazy to you, like, there's no crazy thought. It actually just could be the spirits telling you which direction they want you to go into. So no matter how crazy you think it may sound, and again, keep some things to yourself. Just work on things in silence. Okay? Sometimes people can not stop your blessings, but they can delay it by wishing ill and negativity your way to stop you from being fruitful. What else is there, Spirit? Whew. Okay, 3 cards coming out. All right, so we have a man holding a heart. New love is definitely coming your way, and as well as you held the heart to the person who you walked away from. Even though they did not give it to you freely, you did hold their heart. But you definitely have new love coming your way, and it's going to be somebody that's going to be spiritually guided towards you. Okay? There's going to be a lot of abundance. This person's going to be vulnerable with you. They're going to be attractive. They're going to wear their heart on the sleeve. They're not going to be afraid to tell you, how they feel. They're going to be protective of your relationship, protective of you. This is somebody who has been through some things and has transformed. Okay, they themselves have gone through a lot in their past, and they're transforming and coming to a higher elevation. So it's going to be somebody definitely when you're on your spiritual realm. All right, so indecision is out here. Oh, and because this is 45, that breaks down to a 9, and we are vibrating to the 9 year now. So this is going to happen this year, and it might be somewhere in the spring or summer. Okay, so the indecision, the person in your past who you walked away from, I feel like they had two paths ahead of them, and one which was a karmic path, and one which was a spiritual path. And this person was indecisive about which way they wanted to go, like to go along that spiritual path, that spiritual journey. This person know that they needed to make some changes within themselves. They needed to elevate. They needed to heal. And that was going to take work because this person wasn't really to forgive and release all the negative, energy, the negative thought patterns, the negative influences in their lives, and even let go of people in their past. And so they also had a karmic path, which is the familiar to them, the toxicity, the negativity of their lives, to see the self note side of themselves. And I felt like this person didn't really know what to do. So they went with what felt most natural to them, the thing that they didn't feel like they had to change, the them that they felt more at ease. Okay. They dealt with people who they had been wearing a mask for, people who they felt like they can manipulate, they can control, people who didn't care how they presented themselves, or who really wasn't in their life to make them be a better version of themselves. And you saw their higher self, you saw the better version of them, and they weren't ready to become that person because they still wanted to hold on to all the grief and stuff that they've gone through, and they weren't ready to be called in to heal. So they made a choice, and they choose to stay with the mask. Okay, they didn't go the spiritual path. And I feel like now they're dealing with some karma because they choose to continue to wear the mask, to stay attached to the things that were no longer healthy for them, to stay attached to things that they were codependent on, whether those were addictions, relationships, family, friends, kids' parents, whether their parents, whatever abandonment issues they had. They decided to continue to live behind the mask of being who people saw them as. And that wasn't a good thing, but that's where they felt comfortable. Okay, that was what they were used to, that was what they felt they could control. And this person may actually want to get away from some of these things, but fear is holding them back. Fear of failing, fear of if they take that mask off and allow themselves to be vulnerable, fear of how you may see them, how the world may perceive them, fear of appearing to be weak and not knowing that strength. But they may feel that that you might see them as being weak, a weak individual. Um, Also, this person could be held down by responsibilities tied to people who they feel like they have financial responsibilities to, codependent, because maybe they don't have enough to offer. Maybe they're living paycheck by paycheck. Maybe they have a loss of money. Maybe they don't really have any property. Maybe they don't know like how to move away from something that they've been codependent on for years. Okay, one more, um, one more of this deck, please. Thank you. The garden and the gate. So this person, with the garden and the gate, another 30, which is another 3, which is like an empress. This person saw you as their abundance. Okay, and when they looked at you, they saw how nurturing, how loving you were. They saw the beauty in you. They saw how peaceful and blossoming you were. And they wanted so much to come and be a part of your life. They wanted to step outside of the toxicity and the negativity that they've known for so long. Okay, but if you notice, like, the gate is locked. So they wanted to come over there in Peacefulville with you, on the spiritual side, and live that life with you. They just didn't know how to. They just couldn't. One, they couldn't make the choice to do it, and for 2, they didn't feel like their fear. Their fear of what would happen should they make that step on that journey. What would happen to them? So no matter how much freedom, they saw your freedom. They saw your spirit to be free to roam and live your life authentically as yourself. They couldn't they couldn't just bring themselves to do it. Okay, they were motivated, but their fear just kept them back, and they couldn't do it. So they just couldn't live in their truth. And I think that they were a little envious of you too, because you live your truth. You are authentically yourself. Like, you are free to make your own decisions. You have this attitude and this persona about you, 2002 on the clock when I say that. I'm going to be me. I have faith in God. I have I'm going to just be myself, and people are either going to accept me or they're not. You don't know how to be anything other than yourself. Like, you are so in tune and aligned with yourself and who you are as a person. You listen to your intuition. You not only have the faith in God, but you have the fear of God, okay? And you walk with your Holy Spirit. You walk with Him in your heart. You radiate His unconditional, His love, His forgiving, His peace. Like, whatever steps I make, even though I don't know what's on the other side of this gate, I know He has me. I know I'm protected. I know He won't let me fail. Okay, and you walk with that and you embody that, and your aura is in your auras, in your energy, and this person was definitely attracted to that about you. But I feel like as much as they were attracted to it, they were envious of it as well. They were envious because how dare you have this much peace and faith and no fear, and I don't. So I felt like they self-sabotaged the relationship with you out of their own fear. Okay, so let's get some tarot, and let's do a little bit of confirmation on these cards, which I think a lot of it really is just kind of self-explanatory. This person just held them own self back from you, but you do. This person eventually is, because they are being guided to you, I feel like they are going to come back, and first they're going to come and try to take your temperature and see if you're willing to hear them out, with a simple, hey, how you doing? Just want to check on you. And then I feel like the more you heal, the more you come in alignment with yourself, the more good that you do and put out, the more your energy, shining, your light is shining. This person eventually, because they are being guided your way, is going to want to tell you, a little bit of how they feel. They may not just let it all out at once. They're going to hold some things back, but they are, going to say they're sorry. They are going to give you an apology. Cat. All right. Oh, gosh, cards are coming out so quickly. Okay, so on Temple Path, yeah, this person had a lot of choices. With the Temple Path thing out here, this is the Seven of Cups. So this person, they had many options. So they were still out there in the dating game. They were chasing money. They were chasing guys. They were chasing girls. They were chasing, alcohol, drugs, gambling. They just had a lot of things that were attracting them, even past relationships, some new people coming in, and they didn't want to commit to one thing, okay? They didn't want to commit to you, and they just wanted to live out their fantasies, just live life. And Page of Cups is out here. Both of these are water signs. This person could have been engaging in a relationship with a water sign, a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and this person went on to have a new beginning with a water sign. Even though the intuition was telling them to come towards you, they didn't, okay? But this person does want to give you an apology. They do want to express themselves and let you know about what happened and why they made the choices that they did, and that they apologize for that. But they did start a new beginning with, I believe, a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, a relationship with them. And this person now wants to find the courage to come to you and tell you about what happened, what went wrong. And this person is feeling passionate, towards new goals, towards coming towards you, and they're hoping that you'll be receptive of them, okay? They're trying to grow. They're trying to grow spiritually. They're trying to grow. They're trying to make some changes in their life. I feel like they're dealing with some karma right now. Things aren't going right for them, and they do recognize that things need to change. They need to do something different with their life, and they're being called to get the confidence to speak up. Okay, what else? Tell me something about strategy. Spirit guys, what can you give me on strategy? Yeah, I feel like this person really went towards something that they thought was greener grass, and it's turning out not to be what they thought it was going to be. And they were so busy trying to run from love and run from peace and happiness, and they ran right into something that turned out not to be peace or happy. The Hierophants out here, yeah. So this definitely a spiritual, divine person guiding them to change, to conform, to get back in touch with themselves, to get on the right path, to leave this toxicity and to heal. They're definitely being spiritually guided. And this person could be talking to someone, maybe in a church or a spiritual leader or someone that's just very wise, but definitely their ancestors are calling on them, the universe is calling on them, divine is calling on them. They're being intuitively hit and guided, and God himself is working with them. Okay, you were their Queen of Cups. You were emotional stability for them. You were nurturing. You were empathetic. They did see that you had a strong intuition. um, you were loving, caring. You know, you actually were balanced, and you balanced this person out. I feel like this person really could have been very opposite of you, but even though they were opposite, like, you really balanced them, and there were some similarities about you that they probably didn't even realize, because they never really probably took the time to get to know you in that type of way, because they dealt with you superficially. And but there is definitely a spiritual connection between the two of you. Okay, what else? Give me something on the daughter value. I don't feel like it really needs to be clarified, because I mean, daughter value is abundance, but we'll see what comes out. Yeah, this person wants to come out of a broken heart. They were refusing to face their pain. You know, they just been prolonging their suffering. They needed to heal, but they didn't heal, and now they're avoiding confrontation. This is the air sign, so you yourself could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or that person could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But this person was not learning from their past mistakes, and now they're repeating a cycle. Okay, when they had those two paths, they went towards a karmic path, and because they were in denial about needing to heal, they didn't want to heal, they didn't want to face the pain. You were, you know, triggering some emotions about them, making them see some things about themselves that they need to work on, and they weren't ready to work on those things. So, you know, they went into heartbreak, and now they want to come as the Knight of Pentacles. So the Knight of Pentacles is usually somebody who is hardworking and disciplined. So this person is trying to figure out, like, what steps they need to take to be successful, to come out of this heartbreak, to heal, to come back into things, a greater place with you, a better place with you. This person wants to put the work in. This person is a Knight of Pentacles is a person who's very preserved. So they may be working in things in silence. And even though they're wanting to take these steps like that, I don't feel like they're putting any action, like they're not moving at this time. Let me see. Can you clarify Knight of Pentacles? And this is an earth sign. The Knight of Pentacles is the earth sign. So that's Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. So you could have been an air sign, or they could have been an air sign, and you could have been an earth sign. But definitely it's an air and earth out here. So this Knight of Pentacles, yeah, this person felt trapped. They felt trapped in the situation that they were in. Whether I said, like, it was business, marriage, long-term relationship, trapped by someone that they have a child with, a past relationship that they had. They felt imprisoned. They also had limiting beliefs. Like, they were in a mental entrapment of feeling that their fears were holding them back. Like, they couldn't be happy with you, or like you were going to hurt them. Or maybe they didn't know how to walk away from a situation that maybe somebody was providing for them or doing something for them. And they were like, if they came towards you, how would their family and friends, you know, look at that? How would they feel? Would they feel like they're betraying somebody else, or would they be seen in a negative light? But this person now wants to come in and put the hard work, and they don't care now. Now they want to reach their goals. They want to develop themselves. They want to, if it's work related, they want to learn a new skill. They want to work on rebuilding themselves, and they don't like the way that you see them, and they want to have you to have a different view of them. Okay, so what about man holding a heart? Oh, that came flying out here and came sideways. Okay, so this is the Eight of Cups. So it was not quite turned up. And again, this is a water sign, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. This person wants to move on. They want to let go of the past. They want to let go of the negative thoughts and feelings of betrayal, hurt that they experienced in their past. They want to let go of the illusions that they saw. They want to do some personal growth, but because it's not fully turned up and it came out sideways, these are things that this person want to do. They want to leave something behind and start anew, but they're not actively taking any action to do so. Okay? Yeah. And this person wants to be an emperor. They're not. Okay? This person was somebody who felt the need to be in control, to control the outcome of everything. This is somebody who abused their power. Okay, they saw how much you loved them. They knew you loved them. They knew you cared for them, and instead of them protecting that love and that relationship and protecting you, they abused their power. They took advantage of it. So they gaslit you. They manipulated you. They emotionally manipulated you. They took advantage of you. They played in your face. They deceived you. They led you to believe that they were going to pour back in love. They took, it wasn't a give and take situation. They took from you. They took your energy. They took your love while they poured into other people and other things. So they really took abuse. They abused their power of being the emperor in your life. They didn't show up for you how they should have. Let me have something on indecision. Thank you. Yeah. Queen of Swords. This person went right into an indecision, that path, that karmic path. This person went straight to a Queen of Swords. So they went to somebody who, they didn't use their discernment, okay? They went to somebody who has a very sharp, discerning, cut through type of attitude. Like, they went to somebody who fed them illusions to get them to come in, and then once they got over there, this person really showed herself. She showed herself as being a smart mouth, conniving. She played them, manipulated them. This was a woman who could have been independent, and your person was attracted to that independence about her, or at least appears to be independent. But once he got over there, or she got over there, this person, they found out was, whoa, okay, you really are, this person's really mean, a harsh person with harsh words, very controlling themselves, but somebody who did have some wisdom and used their wisdom to play them. Okay, tell me something else about this Queen of Swords. What is path? What else is there, Spirit? Thank you. Yeah, this person chose the Queen of Swords over you. You were the star. So, like I said, they had two paths. Thank you for the confirmation. There was a karmic path, and then there was a spiritual path. So you were the star on that spiritual path that this person could have taken. You were the one that was hope, inspiration, serenity, faith. You were the guiding light. Like, you possessed everything. You were balanced. You balanced them out. You were their peace, their love, their happiness. You were supposed to be their lifelong partner. Okay, and they didn't go that route. They took the other path, which led towards the Queen of Swords, which now they're dealing with some negativity. They feel like they're stuck, mental anguish. They're not emotionally fulfilled. You were their emotional fulfillment. Had they followed the spiritual path and going towards their star, they would have had material comfort. They would have had satisfaction. They would have all their needs fulfilled. They would have emotional fulfillment. They would have healing. They would have had all of that, but they didn't. Okay. They stayed with the past. Give me something on attachment. Woman. No. Let me have something with attachment. That's too many. Too many. Let's go back over that. Show me something with attachment, please, Spirit. Oh my gosh. I have like my dog and my little kitten in here, and he wants so much to get to her and play. We'll get to him. Give me something on attachment. Gosh, you still keep coming out. Alright, it's gonna take it. Alright, so this person, so we have the Seven of Wands. So this person is Okay, so an attachment, we have the Seven of Wands out here. This person put you into competition. They wanted to compete with them while they pursue other options. This person was defensive. They were trying to defend themselves against you. I don't know why, but they felt defensive. They felt like they need to defend themselves against you as far as their beliefs. They wanted to stand their ground. They felt like you were going to have control of the situation. They did not want you to have control, okay? Because this is again with somebody who feel like they have the need to be in control. Like if they can control the outcome, they can control themselves from getting hurt, okay? And so this person, they put up walls around you to defend their heart, to protect themselves from getting hurt, to getting involved with you. Thank you, spirits. Yeah. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles. So this person definitely saw you as luxurious, abundant, self-sufficient, independent. You were material comfort. So this person felt like they really didn't have anything to offer you. They felt like there was nothing that they could really bring to your life because you embodied everything already. This person felt like they weren't worthy of you, and they felt like eventually you would hurt them because they felt like you were just too good for them. Like you really didn't, like they didn't really measure up to you because you were like, they put you on a pedestal, like you were perfect in their eyes, and they wanted to find some flaws about you, but they just really couldn't find any flaws about you. So they were defending themselves. They were trying to protect themselves from getting hurt, from getting pulled in with you, and then having you hurt them or walk away because they felt like, you know, they wouldn't be enough. Okay, yeah, you were like a Queen of Wands for them. You had a lot of confidence. You were passionate. You were warming. You had passion, and this person really enjoyed the way you made them feel. You really brought a lot of passion into them. They experienced like love with you that they hadn't really experienced in the past, and you motivated them, and they saw you as a leader with leadership qualities. Okay. All right, give me something on the garden and the gate. Like I said, you do have new love coming in as well. No? Okay, one more. Can I get a clarification, please, on the garden and the gate? Spirits, what is there? Might not need clarification. I mean, it is what it is. Thank you. Yeah, the Chariot. So, okay, so the Chariot, usually when the Chariot come out, it's a 7, so it's definitely a heavenly divine card. This is somebody who wants to take forward movement towards you. They have willpower. They know the direction that they want to go into. But please note, like, they're not moving. My animals are just laying there, just sitting there. No movement whatsoever. So even though this person wanted to come towards you, still wants to come towards your way, like, they're trying to figure out how to get the strength, how to get the willpower to come and make that movement. Like, they're just not taking an initiative. Right now, you're just a thought, okay? They're not moving in any direction. They're still just sitting there thinking, you know? They're curious, though. They're curious about what's going on with you. They want to have communication with you. They want to explore new opportunities with you. And they're looking back at you. Like, see here, they're looking back at the Queen of Wands. They're looking back at the nurturing you, the loving you, the peaceful you, how you balanced them, how warming you were. But they're looking at making a move, but they're not making a move, okay? Whether it's out of fear or rejection, or they just don't have the confidence. Okay, give me something else on this Page of Swords. Yeah. And you're looking at this person too, like, what are you going to do? Like, what changes are you going to make? Yeah, this person, the Ten of Pentacles, on the page, like, this person sees you as material wealth, financial security. They want to have a family with you. They see you as a future, somebody who they could build a family with if you don't already have, you know, a child by this person. They do see you as, you know, as future, that you guys can really build something, have a sense of security, leave a legacy behind. You know, they see that when they see you. They see you as an end-all be-all, but they're just not making a move. You know, it's just, in their head. It's like they're fantasizing, like they're just thinking, but they're just sitting on those thoughts. I feel like this person really wants you to reach out to them, communicate with them. Like they want you to be the one to open the door. And then definitely if you open that door to communication, yeah, they're going to speak because they're waiting on it. But they're just not willing to make that first move. Okay, and it needs to be them. By all means, it needs to be them. They messed it up. They need to be the one to fix it. They need to do the work. They need to change. So by all means, please do not reach out to this person, even if you find, because this person may be tugging on your energy. So even if you feel this person tugging on your energy, and you feel yourself thinking about them or wondering how they're doing or anything, like just keep it as a thought, speak it out, ask the spirits, like, hey, how are they, give me a sign, whatever. But like, don't reach out to them. There's no need. Like, you've gone through that relationship, you've gained the experience, the spirit guide pulled you out of it because it was unhealthy for you, it was not benefiting you, it was, you hopefully you learned the lesson, and you know what you need to do. You fix what you needed to fix in your life to move forward. And so there's no need, like, you don't need to go back. And if you're trying to look for closure, like, get closure within yourself. Go to God for closure. You don't need this person to give you closure, okay? You don't need to know, like, why they do what they did. It doesn't matter. They did what they did because they're unhealed. That's why. And they need to heal. That's the whole thing. They didn't put the work into you. They didn't put the effort into you. They didn't build into you. Who cares why they did not? You build on yourself. You work on yourself. You do what you need to do to better yourself, because another person shouldn't really do that for you. They should just add to what you already have. Okay? So let's get a loving message from this person to you, because I do feel like they do have something they would like to say to you. So we'll get a loving message, and then we'll wrap this one up, because we're already 41 minutes in. Like, and I'm trying not to have these be too long. All right, angel. So just give me a few loving messages. Like, what is it that the person, the collective's mind, would like to say to them? Teddy bear. Okay, so they're interested in you. They would like to take you on a date, flirt with you, communicate with you. They want to show you their softer side of them. What else, Spirit? Too many. I can't take that. It's like 8 cards. 8 meant something. 8 karma. This person going through some karma. What else? Thank you. Paradise. Yeah, you were happiness for this person. You were their happiness, their joy. They loved your playfulness, your childlike spirit that you brought. You guys really enjoyed each other when you were together. Okay, and they're thinking back, they're reminiscing on that. This person sees you as abundance. They know that they loved your positive mindset. They see you as someone who can manifest things. Actually, when you were with them, they were pulling on your energy, and they were manifesting as well. They were receiving blessings as even your spiritual protection over them. They just didn't show you gratitude, okay? Is there anything else from this deck? Okay, oh, it slowly came out. Backstabbing. Yeah, this person backstabbed you. They feel the heartbreak and the pain. They're not dealing with the separation and the loss of you at all. They know they were deceptive. They lied to you and they manipulated you. I feel like somebody did the same thing to them in return because they're dealing with some karma. They're thinking back. They're reminiscing. About the times that you guys had, the conversations that you had. They may even be looking back at the last message or voicemail that you left for them. They now want to learn from the past, and this was your twin flame. Yeah, like I said earlier, I felt like you guys were opposite but balanced each other out. You complemented one another, and you were brought together for a spiritual union. It's just that this person, they had a choice of 2 paths that were available to them, and they choose to go the opposite direction and walk away from you. Okay, so this is my reading for today with this one. So thank you for allowing me to be part of your healing journey. Thank you for tuning into my channel, and until our next reading, have a good day.